So I'm rebuilding the suspension on my 89 Toyota Mark II. It's the same as a Cressida for the year, for the same year. Anyways, so I bought two different brand ball joints. So in case you were wondering if you were going to try pressing out and pressing in ball joints on your Cressida control arm, if you were wondering what the best brand is to buy, since they don't sell like a Toyota ball joint replacement, they recommend replacing the entire arm. So if you do buy a ball joint, out of the Moog and Raybestos, Raybestos looks to be much higher quality. It looks to be same or better quality than the OEM, but it's the same exact design, whereas the Moog it's just a different design. The boot on the Moog is not near as good as the Raybestos. Like the Raybestos has like a retaining ring here for the boot, and it fits perfect in this groove, and it has like the little washer, like this washer here, that helps to retain the boot fit, whereas the Moog part doesn't have anything like that. It just slips down and sits there, and I don't think that's a design that's going to last 100,000 miles or whatever. It's 60, you know. It's a loose fit in this boot. Even if when you put the circlip to hold in the ball joint, and the difference in price is $5 or $6 between the Raybestos. So the Moog part is made in the USA. Raybestos is made in Japan by it's 555 stamped on the bottom here, and also says made in Japan. So this is 3.5. It's got a nicer Zerk fitting here. It's not just a straight one. It's one you can aim, you know, at an angle. Even like the material that they use looks to be higher quality than the Moog. You know, like this looks to be nicer. So there's that. Now, one thing I did find interesting is that the tie rod ends, if you buy the Moog tie rod ends for a Cressida, they are made in Japan by 3.5, just like these Raybestos ball joints. So the quality is really nice on those Moog tie rod ends. So it's interesting, you know. I don't know the information behind, you know, who makes parts or for who and sells them, but anyways, I'm just pointing out that Raybestos ball joint is nicer than the Moog, and the Moog tie rod end is made by the same company that makes the Raybestos ball joint, Cressida. And two things I found is if the stud, Raybestos has a document that says really need to look at this stud condition here, this tapered surface. If it has any smooth spots on a tapered surface of the ball joint, that means that the steering knuckle could be loose. This piece here could be loose and moving, which is dangerous. They say it could break off here at the nut because it's pivoting at the nut. If there's, you know, so you have to check this tapered fit on the knuckle as well, and make sure there's no damage. And they say you could spot it by looking for shiny marks along this tapered surface of the ball joint. And then they also say any other method rather than then pushing on the ball joint right here on along the surface, this flat surface, to press the ball joint out. If you're hammering on it or whatever, heating up the control arm, they say it's easy to make this hole out of round. And so a lot of people that say, oh, you got to tack the ball joint, you know, for a tight fit, or if you put the ball joint in and it's loose because it's not round anymore, they say most of the times people have heated up this control arm or didn't use the proper ball joint press kit, you know, to press it out, and they didn't really watch what they were doing. So anyways, just pointing that out. And I'm going to try to press these out and press the new ball joints in, and then I'll make another video to see how that went back together.